everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. So today I have a different video for you, something different, basically a sketchbook tour. But this one is interesting in that it's from a challenge that I gave myself. I set a challenge for myself back in 2020. Yeah, I started this in, I forget when, 2020. And I wasn't doing too much drawing at the time, and I felt like if I don't draw anything, I'm going to totally forget how to draw. It's not the case, unless you go like decades without drawing. But at the time, I felt like if I don't do something, I'm never going to be able to draw again. So I set this little challenge for myself where I got myself a little sketchbook, just a little one, so that I could sketch in it every single day for 10 minutes or less. So that was my challenge, drawing this every day for 10 minutes max. So what I would do is I would get my phone and I would set the timer to 10 minutes and I would draw in that time, within those 10 minutes. Sometimes I just drew one thing, I took those 10 minutes to draw one thing. Sometimes I would draw several things. So I would fill out like 2, 3, or 4 pages within those 10 minutes, depending on what I was drawing, if it wasn't anything too complicated. So yeah, so that's what this is. I'm a little nervous to show you this just because I drew most of the things like sitting in the car line, for instance, when I was waiting for my kids to be handed off to me, or my oldest child, actually. My youngest wasn't in school yet. So you'll see some images from that, like, I don't know, traffic signs or something like that. A lot of cars, things like that. So yeah, let's just get into it. So this is, even though it's a little sketchbook, I kind of underestimated it because I picked a small one, but then I kind of didn't take into account the fact that it had so many pages. It's like really a thick, there's a lot of pages in here. I don't even remember how many pages are in here, but it's like too many. So it took me a while to finish it. But I really enjoyed this sketchbook. So to talk a little bit about it, this is a Peter Popper Press sketchbook. It says right here, Peter Popper Press ink. And the paper is really good for graphite, for ink, not so good for watercolor. It's not watercolor paper. Okay, it's just normal sketching paper, drawing paper. But I liked it so much that, I bought it again. I bought it again when I was done with this. And so I'm working in that one here and there just to like mess around and do little doodles and things like that. So here in the front, I don't normally decorate my sketchbooks, but for these drawing ones that are not watercolor or whatever, they're not anything special, anything fancy, then I will put a sticker on it. And this one kind of called for it at the time because I was drawing in it. You'll see as we go through it, it's a lot of pencil, not a lot of ink, but a lot of pencil. And so I put this sticker on here because it's black and white and it looks inky, it looks fitting. And this sticker is actually by an artist by the name of Carla Magana. And she's also here on YouTube. So if I can link her down below if you're interested, but she does a lot of these cutesy, creepy kind of things, like a lot of skulls, spider webs, but a lot of cute girls to go with them too, like little cutie, creepy girls. I don't know. I like them. I've always liked Carla. I've been a fan of hers for a long time. So I actually have a lot of her original artwork. I have a lot of her stickers. So one of them ended up here. This is just the first page that's like glued here. So I don't really draw on this because of this thing right here. See how it does that? I don't know if you can see it. See how it like does this? I don't like that. So I just always skip that front page. So I moved here. Oh, and here's oh, good. Okay, so I started this on February 2nd, 2021. Did I say 2020 earlier? Well, there goes a testament to my bad memory. Okay, so 2021, I started this, okay? And I just, put a little calendar, drew like a little calendar. And I think this was inspired by somebody. Who was it? Oh, yeah. So there's like an urban sketcher named Danny J. Hawk. He's also here on YouTube. So he tends to put these calendars on the front of his sketchbooks And I remember when I first came across him. So for this one, I just quickly drew this calendar and painted it. And you can see that this is not watercolor paper. You can see how smudgy this looks, but I don't care. I just put it in there. So I drew that on the very first day when I started this sketchbook. We drive a Subaru here, so I just kind of, in the moment that I was drawing, I didn't know what else to draw after the calendar, but I had time left. So I was just looking at my steering wheel and I drew the little Subaru sign. And this page actually ended up being annoying because I was trying out some new water-soluble graphite sticks from Lyra, Lyra. And I love those graphite sticks. They work really well, but for whatever reason, they didn't work too well on this paper. I colored it all, I covered it all in with that graphite pencil, all this stuff here. And then I put water to it, and it just didn't blend well. It didn't stay well. It kept getting over on this side and kind of messing up this picture. And so I was like, okay, what am I going to do with this graphite? And rather than spraying it with a fixative or whatever, because it's just, this is just like my little messing around sketchbook. It's not anything too precious. So I didn't want to go too much out of my way to preserve it, So I just took some black watercolor and ended up painting over it with black watercolor. And that sealed it. So that worked. So I left it like that. Let's see. Then what did I do here? This was on a different day, but I didn't put a date on it. But anyway, I think this was the day after. And I had a black Posca marker with me. You know how I love my Posca markers, right? So I had a black one with a thick tip, like a big one, with a really thick tip. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, it was almost empty. So I just took it along, and then I didn't know what to do on this day. So I just covered this whole page up. And then plus there was some smearing from this side from trying to fix this. It kind of bled through here. And so that's why I brought my Posca marker that day and just covered this whole thing. And I was opening up some Happy Mail from this artist. I had received something that I had ordered from her. And she always puts these gold stickers on her packaging. Look at that. So shiny, so pretty. So I just put it there and called it done. And then I drew the traffic cone that I was parked next to in the car line and put the little shadow on it. And it's very cartoony. I was not very exact about this. It was just cartoon, done. Then I did. So on February 5th, I just kind of pulled out whatever I had in my pencil case. And it was this eraser. There, this eraser. And I have a bunch of these. So these are not going to run out for me anytime soon. I have I don't know. I ordered from Amazon a box of 12 or something like that. So they'll last me forever. So I drew this. And this is the eraser that I use all the time. I haven't changed it because I have so many. So that was that. And then I always carried a little palette of watercolor with me. I think it was actually the Sakura Koi Sketchers box, I think it's called. Sketchbox. Sakura Koi Sketchbox, the 24 color set. I got that. It feels like forever ago, and it has not emptied out. It's still full of color, and it never ends. The pans are so little, if you're familiar with them. The pans are so tiny, but it never runs out. I use them all the time for my messing around stuff, and it never runs out. So anyway, that's what I used. Painted it, and that went well. I guess because it was such a small area, I wasn't using that much water. And this was a dead tree. A tree in hibernation, I should say, because it was, it was still cold. It was still wintry. Oh, yeah, how cute. This is a cactus that I got for my son, the one who I'm waiting for in the car line, my eldest. He's 10 now. At the time, he was 8. Left this blank because of the graphite. This is one of the sides, one of the corners of the school. I was parked here, and that was my view. And so basically what you're going to see in the sketchbook is just, if I drew anything from life in the moment, then it's just what was directly in front of me, what I could see from the windshield, right, from within the car. So this was this corner that I had a perfect view of from where I was parked. So I drew that. No ruler, just freehand. Here is one of the signs there in the car line. It says parking, fire lane, student drop off ahead. So I drew that. That came out really, really well, actually. I'm kind of surprised, but yeah. Let's see. Here's my phone. Well, this was my phone at the time. I have a different phone now. Still a Samsung. It's a different phone, though. And this was the time. I see here, I just realized that I wrote down here the date and the time. So the date is right there, but I still signed it and then put the date here because I didn't realize in the moment, I guess, that the date is right there. I don't need to record it here. But anyway, so that was my phone at the time. Then I didn't know what else to draw. so I brought like a bunch of nail polishes with me. Now, I'm so like weird. I own quite a few nail polishes. I don't know why. I bought some. A lot were given to me, but I like never paint my nails. I never have time to do anything with my nails. Like what? So I just figured, well, these nail polishes need to be good for something. So I carried them around. And this is the first one that I drew. I actually really like that color, but I never wear it. And it's called Meet Me on the Star Fairy. I thought that was so cute. So anyway, that's that. And I did paint it with the nail polish. So, it did get used. There it is. Nice and shiny. Can you see that? Sparkly. I love sparkles. So yeah, that was nail polish painted. It bled through. So I left this page blank and I drew another one that I had with me called Commander in Chief. I love these names. Like, how did they come up with these names? And this is actually like I don't know, like a sparkly beige color. I'm not sure why it's called Commander in Chief. Chic, Commander in Chief. Here's another one, Honeymoon Red. But this one I drew from a picture. So I didn't have the bottle with me to paint this with the nail polish. So I just used a red color pencil that I had on me. Here's another nail polish. And here's some disco balls with glittery gel pens. I love this. Look how fun. And this was actually also inspired by this artist. So she does a lot of disco balls and everything, except hers are awesome. Hers are super cute. I like hers better than this. But in any case, this was just an inspiration. And I did it because I like it. But, it came out okay. I like it. Crystals, also inspired by this artist, Carla Magana. But you can see this paper. It's like so thin. The gel pens bleed right through. Oops, I should have lifted it. That takes it out of focus. Okay, so the gel pen just bleeds right through. This one was done in watercolor. This was super quick. This one, I believe, took me the whole entire 10 minutes. This one was quick. Another nail polish. Here's another sign. Another sign. For this, I brought a book with me. I forget what it was about. I think it was a book on Germany. We travel to Germany a lot, and so we have a lot of books on it. And I believe I brought one along. And this was a water fountain statue somewhere. I don't remember where, but I liked the picture. And so I was like, let me see if I can draw this in 10 minutes. But I kind of didn't pay attention to the fact that the picture was so tiny. It was like, I don't know, this big. So I couldn't really see the details very well. And plus there was a shadow over my paper from the windshield from where I was parked. So, and I couldn't really do anything about that. So I did the best I could. And this is what came out. Not too bad though, considering I couldn't really see what it was. And then I tried a different picture because I had some time left, but that didn't work out. I think I was all like done in from trying to draw this guy. So I didn't have any more brain cells left to do this building, but moving on. Then I did this, just doodling. These are just doodles. This one is the school bus from where I was parked. The playground is like right here in this area. And I didn't want to draw that. So I just completely overlooked that and moved past it to the bus behind it. And there were some trees here, again, without their leaves, and the bus. And this was also a quickie one. I didn't have much time. This was like 2 minutes. This is the pie I baked on this day. I think it was an apple pie. It was actually really, really good. And I did this also from a picture. Then on this day, I drew some table bench set that was there also in the playground area. I was parked there and in the car line, of course. And that's what I could see. And this was a nice challenge, guys, because, you don't feel, or at least at the time, the year that I started this, I didn't feel like drawing every day. It was something that was, I don't know, like I was lacking motivation or inspiration or whatever, which is part of the reason why I started this challenge for myself. And I was forcing myself every day to draw something, anything. And that's why I gave myself 10 minutes to do it, because I figured, in 10 minutes, I can draw something. I don't have to be totally committed to it. If I gave myself an hour, then that kind of put more pressure on it, So 10 minutes, that's doable. So, and a lot of times I didn't know what to draw. So I just drew whatever. I drew whatever I saw, whatever picture I had on my phone that I liked, and just tried to draw something, anything. So that was one of the things, like the bench. I'll draw that, the table and the benches. Here I drew some circles and practiced some different shading techniques. I think here I was doing some cross hatching. Here I was doing some just filling it in and blending it out with my finger. And here I was filling it in and blending it out with a blending stump. And here I did some more cross hatching. Just working on practicing shading, different forms of it, different tools. Here's a little crystal I drew, and I painted it in with watercolor pencils. So, water-soluble color pencils. Colored it in and then put water on it, and it blends out like watercolor. And that came out nice. The paper took it well. Bled through, of course. Here I had no time. I really wanted a coffee. And I was like in the car line for so long that day. And I was reading a book, actually. So didn't feel like drawing. But then I was like, I have to draw. I have to draw something for today. I have to. So I just I was really craving a cup of coffee. I was like missing it. I was so tired. I wanted my coffee. And so I drew it. And I was like, when I get home, I'm going to have some coffee. So this was quick and messy, as you can see, just a doodle, basically. I hate it. It didn't come out nice. I like the beans, though. Here is my little chamomile drawing, chamomile flower. And I kind of want to make this into a sticker. I think it would make a really good sticker just because it looks so cute and cartoony, So I was craving tea that day. It says here, tea craving. Okay, I guess I wanted tea that day. Chamomile. Was I maybe not feeling too good? I don't know. But yeah, so I want to make this into a sticker. I like it. I think I'll do it. Here I drew the things I had on me that day, the things I was drawing with. I was drawing with this pencil, just your basic standard pencil. I have it right here, actually, one of them, this guy, right there. Drew that with the pencil itself. So I was like drawing and then like pausing to look at it and drawing and looking at it. It was fun. Then I had this card. It's like a bank card or a credit card that's covered in masking tape. And when I'm painting on location, drawing on location, that's normally what I use as a ruler because it's tiny, packable, it doesn't weigh anything, it fits into my pocket, it fits anywhere. So that's my ruler. And I wrote here some supplies because that's what I had. Splattered it a bit, I see. And here, oh gosh, okay. Well, now you saw it, I can't take it away. So this is like, because, the whole COVID thing had happened and we were all on lockdown for so long. And this is the time when things finally started opening up, the kids were back in school. They were allowed back in the building to have classes in the building. No more homeschooling. That was so hard, guys. The homeschooling situation was really, my hat's off to anybody out there who's a teacher, because you got your work cut out for you. Because I did it for, however long lockdown lasted, and that was hard work, let me tell you. So anyway, during that time, I didn't go get a haircut or anything. My hair had gotten so crazy long because my hair grows quick in general. And so by the end of it all, my hair was just so long. But I was still too anxious to like make a hair appointment to get it cut. So I was just dealing with it. And I was using all kinds of things. Like I bought this huge hair clip. It's like this gigantic thing. Oh, hold on. I'm wearing it now. Hold on. Let me pull it out of my hair. Here it is. This thing, it's in my hair. Look. So I drew this kind of. So I guess I had this on at the time and I drew it. And I also had some hairband holding part of it up, this clip holding part of it up, some other hair clips holding it up. And I was just like, you know what, girl, you got to go get a haircut. This is getting out of hand that you've got all these hair accessories in your hair. Hold on, I'm putting my hair back up because I don't want my hair in my face. Putting this back in my hair. All right, moving on. These are more supplies. Okay, so I always carry a glue stick with me just in case I need to glue something down. Does it ever happen? No, not usually, but I carry it anyway. And then this is the pencil sharpener that I had. This pencil sharpener, by the way, these little German ones, they're really, really good. I wouldn't be surprised if you already have some version of this. They're so good. They're by M&R, made in Germany. Very, very good. I've used mine so much that I think I have to replace the blade, but it's okay. It's good. It's a good one. So I did that. I don't know how long that took. These little doodles that I do and paint them in, they're really quick. They're super quick. That's the lip balm I had in my bag at the time. I like these. These are from EOS, but they look like little eggs. They're fun. Oh my gosh, yes. I love this hand cream. This one's from Germany because I mentioned earlier that we travel there a lot. We have family there, so we go there often. It smells really good. I really like the hand creams there. There's so much variety and so many different scents, but I really like this one. It smells different from what you would find in the States. So bought one, brought it home, used it. And on this day that I was drawing this, I had put it on my hands and that was the last of it. It was empty and I was like, no, it's gone. Now I have to wait until the summer to get it. See, empty. I was so sad, but it's okay. I have more. Here I was trying to draw my sunglasses, but again, for this one, I remember I had like no time, but it didn't work out. My perspective's all off, whatever. Then I think on this day I was running late. And so instead of like putting on my outside shoes, because we do the whole thing where like we take off our outside shoes and we put on indoor shoes, like house shoes. In Europe, if you're from Europe, then you're used to wearing house shoes. Like they actually sell house shoes branded as house shoes in Europe. But here in the United States, you just have to get like whatever. What constitutes as house shoes here in the States are like, fuzzy slippers. And I just, you can't wear those in the summer. They're too warm. So you just have to like get sandals or whatever. So I had gotten these ridiculously gaudy, gold, shiny shoes that I had intended to use as house shoes. And I did. And I still have these. They're like way too big for me, but whatever. I still wear them in the summer in the house as my house shoes. But I was running late that day, so I didn't have a chance to change my shoes, and I was wearing these, and I felt ridiculous. And so I was like, well, let me commemorate this day and draw the shoe. So that's what that was. And I did have gold paint with me that day. Maybe I was planning on doing it. Maybe I wore those shoes on purpose. I don't know. Here I drew my little binder clip. The binder clips I always use. I've used these forever. They've lasted forever. I got them, I don't know how long ago. I use them every time. You see them in all my videos. These little guys right here. So I had that with me. I always have at least one with me everywhere I go because I always have a sketchbook with me everywhere I go. Drew that. Then here I kind of ventured off from my MO of drawing in the car line. And on this weekend, we went to Garden of the Gods here in Colorado. It's in Colorado Springs, Garden of the Gods. And I decided to draw this, which we were looking at the time. It's called Balanced Rock. And I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to draw it. So I took a ballpoint pen, my ballpoint pen, you know, guys, the one I love, and kind of quickly did just a little sketch. This took like 2 minutes just to kind of get a feel for it. And so once I did that, then I drew the actual thing in pencil with shading and everything. But again, you know, within a 10-minute period. So I still maintained that challenge for myself. I didn't want to go over 10 minutes. So this is just what I managed to do in those 10 minutes in pencil because I didn't trust myself. Even though the pen one came out okay, I didn't trust myself to do it again in the right way in pen. So I did it in pencil. Okay, a different day. I think this is when I got. No, I didn't get this pen. I already had it. But at the time, this was my favorite pen, the yellow Lamy. The Lamy Safaris are my favorite. The Twisby that I use in my videos, I like that one better for drawing. I feel like I have more control with that one. With the Lamys, I don't know. They're a little bit finicky for me. Like sometimes not enough ink comes out. Sometimes a lot of ink comes out. So I tend to use these more for just quick marks or, you know, if I need to do a little mark here or a little mark there. But if I have to do a whole big drawing or if I'm doing a whole big drawing, then I tend to not use the Lamys. I use my Twisby because I like the control on that one better. But the yellow one is my favorite, the Lamy. So drew that one. I had that one on me actually. So I did that with the Lamy. No, I did that with a ballpoint pen actually because I was looking at the Lamy. Anyway. This is a makeup brush that I have never used for makeup. I don't wear makeup. I did when I was younger, but not now. So I use these brushes that I have to wipe away the eraser dust. So this is this one. I have it here because I use it to just, you know, as I'm drawing, if I'm erasing something, I'll just wipe away the eraser dust because it's a lot gentler than your hand. If you use your hand, you're going to smear it. You're going to smear what you're doing. So I like to use a makeup brush because they're nice and soft and you can just, you know, not ruin what you're drawing. And you can even like press down hard and it won't smudge anything. So this is what I use for the eraser dust. And it used to say, it's just a cheap one from, oh, look, I have to use it already. Something got on it. Okay. So it's just a cheap one that I got from the drugstore somewhere from Wet n Wild. So it used to say Wet n Wild here. And at the time that I drew it here, it said it. But since then, it has worn away. So it doesn't say anything now. But this is the one. So soft. Playground sheds. Okay, so where I was parked at the time, back to the car line, we're back in the car line, I could see the sheds where they keep the toys for the playground, for the kindergarten playground. So my child at the time was not in kindergarten, but, you know, I just drew what was in front of me. So these are the sheds. Oh, okay. Here I drew the spare house key, which we keep on this super cute little kangaroo keychain. I love this keychain because it's leather. It's made of leather. It's from Australia. I love it because it moves, like the little head swivels around. And when the head is on straight, you don't see the little baby in the pouch, you just see Australia. But then when you swivel the head over, then you see the little baby in the pouch. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. Oh, I did pull it out to show you. Look, I did pull it out. Okay, here it is. It's so cute. Look at this. That's the spare house key. And this is the keychain. It's gotten darker since then from the oils on the fingers. We actually end up using this a lot. But anyway, look, it swivels. See this? See, it swivels and then there's a baby. It's so cute. I am so weird. Anyway, I thought it was cute. I drew it. That's what I drew. It's so cute. I love that thing. Love it. The day it breaks, I'm going to be sad. Then I drew the car key, my car key. I think at the time we had just gotten this car, the Subaru Ascent. That's our car. We still have it. And that's the key fob, mine. I drew that. And these are quick. These are not hard to draw for me. They're quick. Then here, I did not feel like drawing this day. I was reading, I was listening to music, and I didn't feel like drawing, but I had to. So I just made up whatever. I just doodled it. And I was listening to this artist at the time. For Christmas, I had gotten Sophie Tucker, Soft Animals is the name of the album. Sophie Tucker. I like her. There's something about the music. I'm not sure. I think she sings in Portuguese, maybe, originally, but she also sings in English. But her songs are fun. They got a good beat. They're like, you can dance to them. I enjoy them. So I was listening to it in the car, trying to get in the mood for something, trying to like get pepped up for drawing something. But it just wasn't coming to me. I just didn't know what to draw. I was looking around and I had drawn everything around me already by that point. And so I didn't know. And I was like, okay, well, let me just doodle something musical. And so I did that to kind of, show what I was listening to at the time. It's nothing. I mean, look at this, guys. It's nothing special, but this counts. I set the timer and I drew it. And it took me no, it didn't take me 10 minutes. Maybe it did. Yeah. What is that? The silver gel pen, and then I had like a little red or a little pink glitter gel pen. So that's what these dots are. And it bleeds through, you can see. But I don't care. So I did that finally. For that day I drew something. It counts. Whoops. Then here I drew another pair of sunglasses. Oops. There we go. And these came out better. These were a gift from my parents from these Armani Exchange sunglasses. I don't know. I love these. I still have these. They're like this rosy color, this vintage rosy color. And they have some little black, a little bit of a black fading into the pink here at the corners. But this is as far as I got with drawing it. I didn't have time to draw these little details that it has on the edge. But I love those glasses. I still have them. I still use them. Here I got my first COVID shot. Oh, and this is like a horrible story. Like my husband and I got the COVID shot when it came out. And so I, commemorated the event. And I think this image is something I found online and I just drew it. But that first shot, it didn't count for whatever reason. The clinic where we had it done, they were doing something wrong. And so everybody who had gotten shots that day, we were told that we had to get the shot redone. So that was the time when you had to get 2 shots. Is it still 2 shots? I don't know, but back then you had to get 2 shots and then you'd be done with it. But for us, it ended up being 3 shots. And it was horrible. They made me feel terrible. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. It protects me, fine, but it made me feel like crap afterwards. So anyway, commemorated it. Why not? And then here's another lip balm that I had, another EOS lip balm. And then here I wrote, do I have a thing for EOS lip balms? Because every time I looked in my bag, it was an EOS lip balm. I have other brands that I use. I really enjoy the Carmex. I actually use those the most. But every time that I was drawing something, a chapstick, a lip balm, it just happened to be EOS. So whatever, there it is. Lampposts. I was drawing some of the lampposts that were in front of me at the time. I did use a ruler for this, I remember. These lines, I do not draw that super straight. That was a ruler for sure. Probably that credit card one that I showed you. And here I started drawing cars. I was a little bit hesitant to draw the cars at first, so that this is why like the whole half of the sketchbook has, the whole first part here has no vehicles because I was a little bit intimidated by it. But then I was like, well, you know what? Challenge yourself. Why not? This is a challenge book, 10 minutes. What can you do in 10 minutes? What kind of a car can you draw in 10 minutes? So I did that. So I started drawing cars. And I think this was my first time seeing a Tesla. So I was like, oh, how fitting. Drew it. Here's the book I was reading at the time. And the funny thing is that I read most of that book in the car line. That's when I got most of my reading done in this book. And then when the year ended, the school year, I was still not done with this book. And I actually only recently finished this book like a few weeks ago. And it's not that it's a bad book. It's just that I could never find the time to just sit down and read an actual physical book. What I do is like if I want to read something is I'll read an ebook from on my phone or whatever because it's easier. That's easier to carry around. But a physical book, that's a little harder. But anyway, I always carried this one around and I did it. And I would read it instead of drawing. And then I would be like, okay, you have to draw something. And then I would put it down and draw. I drew a pickup from where I was parked. Always whatever was in front of me if I drew something on the spot. So that was a pickup truck. What is that? Chevrolet something. I think it was a Silverado, maybe? I don't know. It was white. I remember that truck. It was white. Drew it. Then I drew on a different day the view from a rearview mirror. This was fun. I remember doing this. I thought it was going to be a lot harder, but it wasn't. I drew the mirror first, and then I just drew a really simplified version of what I saw in the mirror. So this was a fun little challenge there. You should try it. You should try it because the perspective is so very skewed when you're looking at something through a mirror. And this is the stuff that was behind me, So do this, guys. Do this. See what comes out of you because I didn't think that I was going to do a good job on this. And then it's fairly decent. See, it's not too bad. I did it. It was fun. I remember this being fun. Do it. Do it. Okay, then I drew this little frog. I think we got this at an aquarium somewhere. And this little frog decorates the dashboard of our car. And I pulled it out to show you because it's so cute. Boom. Look. How adorable is that? I love it. And I actually have these in different colors. Like I have this one. I'm grabbing the other one. The other one I keep here on my desk. This one. I love it. Look, they're so cute. I love these little guys. How cute is that? And like if you do diamond painting or something like that, they're very good for holding it down. See, they have a good little weight to them. So I drew that there. We'll leave these here. They can decorate. Okay. Here is the pencil case I was carrying at the time. This one. I just have everything here on my desk. It's this one. I think it's empty. No, there's something in here. I think there's 2 pens in here. But at the time, this is where I had all my art supplies in here, minus the Sakura Koi watercolor set that I mentioned earlier. That thing is like this big, so of course it wouldn't fit in here. But everything else, just in here. So I drew it. Another view of a tree, a lamppost, and the school is actually like behind that tree, but I didn't feel like drawing it. Here I drew another car, the car in front of me, always the car in front of me. You can see like I'll put in this line to indicate the hood of my car as kind of like a measuring guide so that I can draw the proportions correctly of the car in front of me. So that's this one. And I don't know if I wasn't seeing the right mirror here or if I just didn't have time to add it. I don't know. I'm just noticing that there's a mirror missing and I don't know why. Here, I drew my Nook because if I wasn't carrying around that physical book, I was carrying around my Nook and reading an ebook. So I was alternating between the two. Love it. We still had to wear masks. Like if we wanted to go inside the building, inside the school, they still wanted everybody to wear a mask. So I always carried one a cloth one that I made. I made a bunch of cloth ones myself. So I always just kind of grabbed one of those because I do sew. I also sew. I don't sew anymore, but I used to do it a lot. So I made my own for the whole family, and I always carried a few. That's one. I drew the basketball hoop from the playground. And this was really quick. I didn't have much time that day, I think. Oh, here, I was debating if I should show you this one or not because I'm telling you right now, it is one of my children, my youngest, who was 3 at the time. And I was debating if I should show you this, but I decided in the end that I will show it to you so that you can see that you can accomplish a lot in 10 minutes. 10 minutes may not sound like a long time, but you can do it. You'll be surprised what you're able to do after drawing so many things on a daily basis, right? So this is my child, my youngest. And I figured, well, he's not going to look like this anymore. He already doesn't look like this anymore. So I'll just show it to you. He was 3 at the time. He's 5 now. But here's my little boy. Oh, look, isn't he so cute? Oh, I'm such a mom. I'm such a mom gushing over my own child. Sorry. But yeah, look, oh, he's so adorable. He still had his little baby fat too. It's not there so much anymore now. Like he doesn't look very much like this anymore. But that took me the whole 10 minutes. I was just drawing from a picture, of course, on my phone. And I was just drawing it and drawing it until that timer rang, until my time ran out. And then I was like, okay, I'm leaving it at that. But it came out pretty good. I don't normally draw people. So whenever I decide to draw a person, to do a portrait, it's always very intimidating for me. But I don't know why. I mean, I do a decent job. This was only 10 minutes. I'm sure if I spent an hour on it, it would look relatively okay, I suppose, because this was just 10 minutes and I'm pretty proud of it. I think it came out really good. And I like it so much that I put a paper over it to protect it. See, I like how the hair came out. And his eyes. Oh, he's just so cute. Ooh, I'm going to miss him being so young. Okay, I'm done being a mom. Okay, moving on. So I left this page blank to protect my little boy. And this I kind of drew from memory. I had my coffee early that day and I had it in this moose mug. This is actually a mug from Starbucks. You may have seen it. It's like a dark brown mug with a white moose, and I had coffee. So I just kind of drew it from memory with the coaster, and it didn't quite work out. It worked out a little bit, but not quite. Oh, this I had to cover up because I was doing some lettering, and it's the name of my child's school, my oldest child, who I was picking up in the car line every day there. So this was just practicing different lettering all over, but the whole thing is like my child's school name all over different letters. And because, that's private, I covered it up. Okay, here did I skip something? No. Here I did Garden of the Gods again from a picture. This was very ambitious. I don't know what I was thinking. 10 minutes, like I wasn't going to get that done, but I tried. So I drew the mountains. Here are the Rocky Mountains. Here in the front is Garden of the Gods, the red rocks in Garden of the Gods. Here I think I don't remember what's here. Some greenery, it's also part of the mountain, but it's more green. There's a greenery here, shrubs and things. And all down here is trees and shrubs. And I don't know why I had colored pencils with me that day, like a small pack of 12. And I thought that I would do this in 10 minutes. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I drew it and I started coloring it in with the color pencils. And this is as far as I got when the timer rang. And so, 10 minutes of color pencils. Yeah, of course, that's what's going to happen, right? But, it's there. And I left it like that because it's a good memory of the challenge. Here's another car. I was drawing more cars. I wasn't so intimidated by them anymore because I saw that, it was working out. They weren't coming out too bad. This one came out really good. So or at least I think it's pretty good. You can, of course, not agree. You're free to not agree. But I covered it up to protect it because I like it. Oh, then I drew my little boy again. 3. He was 3 at the time. Did I say that already? He's 5 now? Yeah. But look, he's so cute. The little baby cheeks. Okay, no more gushing. No more gushing. Okay, here's our camping tent. We went camping we go camping every now and then, but we have this huge family tent, like these blow up beds can fit in it. And I love that tent. It's so comfy. So I drew it from a picture because I think we had gone camping the summer before because we didn't, you couldn't really go anywhere. Nothing was open yet. So we just went camping that previous summer. So I drew that from a picture. And then here, this is the time when we had to get our COVID vaccine again because it didn't count the first time because of the clinic. So we went and got it again, and and I felt so much worse. Like I thought the first time was bad, but then when I got the vaccine again, I felt so much worse. And so I was like just popping the Tylenol. I had this never-ending headache the whole time. It was really bad. I wonder if it was a migraine. It hurt really bad. So I was taking a lot of Tylenol. I think that was the only thing they told us we could take for anything, so drew that, the logo. I think I had the bottle of Tylenol with me. And rather than draw the bottle, I just drew the name and, the pills and just wrote about it. My wallet. I still use this wallet and I like this one. I got this one from Amazon and I checked and it's not available anymore. Not from this brand. This style is available from many different makers, but not this particular brand. I can't find it. But I love this wallet. It's like purple. It's purple here and navy blue here. Real leather with a gold zipper. I still use it. I like it so much. Oh, we're getting to the end, guys, so don't worry if you've stuck around this long. So here I drew another pencil that I was using at the time. I have it right here. This one. Look how cute. It's a little kawaii pencil. I like anything kawaii. So I drew this with this pencil. Again, drawing and then stopping to look at it and then drawing. And then I had some time left, so I inked it afterwards. And I was going to paint it or color it in or whatever I had on me. But I ran out of time. So it ended up being black and white. I left this blank. I don't know why. Oh, because of this. Yeah. So I did some trees. There's like back by where the school buses are, there's these row of trees. And so I just kind of painted them freehand. I didn't really draw anything. I just painted. But again, not watercolor paper, so not good. But I did a good job on perspective because these trees are farther away, they have less detail, and these trees are closer, they have more detail. Here I did another car. I was getting better and better at cars. A Hyundai, okay. So here, this line is the hood of my car. Again, I used that as a guide. So here's the hood of my car and the car that I was parked behind, and we were right at the curve. So it was a good angle to work on. A good perspective challenge, right? I did a whale. Oh, right. I have this up on my Instagram because I was so proud of this because I did it in 10 minutes. And that was insane. Like I drew it first in ballpoint pen and it was so easy. Like the outline of it, just do the outline. It wasn't difficult for whatever reason. Like I bet you if I try to do it now, I would mess up. But at the time I did it from a picture I found online and I was happy with it. So I figured, well, I have some time, let me color it in. And I used Crayola colored pencils and it worked and I finished it. So this was pretty quick. Maybe because it's black, mostly black, but I think I did. I like how I did the gradient here. So I guess this paper is really good with colored pencil because see, it does work out. Then I drew my keychain. This is a keychain that this son who I was waiting for in the car line, got me at the Christmas shop in school. And it says mom and it's like glittery. So I used that for a long time. And actually I have it right in front of me. It's decorating my lamp. I have my lamp right here. And I'm wondering if I can get it off without being too loud. Okay, this one. Look how cute. Oh man, I'm such a mom. Look, love my kids. They're so sweet. Look at him. He got that for me. Love it. So I used that for a long time as my keychain. Again, that Subaru key fob and a house key. That's all I carry. And that's it. And I think there's like 4 pages left. End of challenge, end of sketchbook. I am not going back to this. It's done. It is what it is. And let me see. Do I have a date on here? Yeah, February 8th. It says February 8th, 2022. So so a whole year. It took me a whole year. I started this in February, that school year. Yeah. 2021. Yeah, exactly. So I started it there, the one school year, and ended it in the next school year. So that took a year. A year and 6 days. I was counting on my fingers, guys. Okay, don't judge me. All right, so that's it. That's the end. It's a really long video. Sorry about that. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get some inspiration. And I think you should try it. You should try it. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Draw every day until you fill up your sketchbook, and get a little one. Not one with so many pages, honestly, because that was a lot. That took forever. But a little one with less pages maybe, and then do that challenge for yourself. 10 minutes. Draw every day. Okay? Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. I hope it wasn't too boring. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for talking too much. Once I get started, I can't stop. That's just how I am. Okay. Anyway, I'm going. Thanks for being here. Bye, guys.